everyone, good people. This is another video about Talk to Tara, answering questions. Oh, I can't read without my glasses. Hold on. Alrighty. Let's see here. Been vegan about 2 years now. I know sometimes I don't talk loud enough, sorry. I'm going to try to talk really loud, okay? Is that good? I hope so. Been vegan about 2 years now. Tried also being raw vegan a couple years before, but it didn't work for me in that time. Have some health issues, so I don't know what those are. Eat mostly clean, lots of veggies, fruits, nuts, all natural. Would love to be all raw, even mostly raw. And of course, a little leaner too. Cold weather. Some of the problems seems to be super cold and dark winters and short summers here. This person lives in Finland. When it gets cold, your body starts to crave warm food, warm drinks, and such. I normally have one warm meal a day, including pasta, rice, or steamed veggies, and some warming drinks. Other problems are poor quality fruits and veggies all year round. Mainly just available apples, bananas, oranges, avocados, and some veggies. I try to eat seasonal veggies and fruits. Big issues for me is that I love everything sweet. Okay, let me answer that right now. Don't feel guilty for craving sugar. It's perfectly natural to crave sugar, I think. It just depends on what type of sugar you're eating. You don't want to be eating processed table sugar. As long as you're eating whole fruits and not cookies and candy bars, you should be good. Okay, that's why nature made such a wide variety of delicious, wonderful, sweet fruits to eat. So don't feel guilty for craving sweets. Your body is going to crave sweet, okay? Again, yes, try to keep away from the white sugar, the white table sugar, processed sugar, and unhealthy substitutes. Artificial sweeteners are no healthier than the real table sugar. They might even be worse because they're even more unnatural. Okay? Try to make some healthier options for desserts using dates and bananas for sweeteners, but still think it's not okay to eat them so often as I do. It's perfectly, you can go crazy. Pig out on dates and bananas is totally fine. You will never gain weight. You will never get diabetes or anything like that. You can eat as many dates and bananas in a day as you like, okay? Check out my Instagram. Yes, I will. Surely will. Do you think all heated foods are fattening and bad for you? No, I don't. A cooked potato is probably not going to make you gain weight. Okay, just plain rice, probably not going to make you gain weight. Plain whole fruits and vegetables are not fattening, even if they are cooked. It's when you start adding all the salt and the sugar and the oil, isolated bottled oil, and additives and preservatives. When you start consuming all that stuff, then your body is going to have a negative reaction and start packing on pounds. But no, just a plain old boiled potato is not going to make you gain weight. It might make you feel a little thick and heavy in the stomach, which raw food doesn't do. But it's definitely not going to make you gain overt weight. No, a cooked boiled carrot is not going to make you gain weight. So don't worry about that. Even steamed vegetables are not going to make you gain weight as long as you keep off the table salt and the sugars and the oils and any kind of sauce that contains salt, sugar, oil, anything like that. Asian people seem to be skinny even if they eat rice, because they eat just plain old rice is not going to make you gain weight. No, I don't think. You might have any tips how to stay warm when eating raw? One thing I discovered, a lot of people after they go raw vegan have just up and moved to Hawaii, tropical climates. They have to be where the fruit is, and I'm the same way. I've discovered after I put myself on a path, on a raw vegan path, that I want to be in a tropical climate that's warm year round, that doesn't have cold winters. So I'm starting to explore my options and areas of where I can live in a tropical climate. So for people who want to stay in a cold climate, I don't know what to tell you, because that's not something that I'm looking to do. I would say more fatty foods, nuts in the morning, a bowl of bananas with some nuts. You know, I can't imagine waking up in 10-degree weather every day. I couldn't do it. But for those people who are going to live in a cold climate, I don't know, but there are raw vegans who live in cold climates. Just very, very comforting foods like fatty foods, nuts, bananas, and things like that. In the morning, just really whatever comforts you. Just try different options. Me, I know I have to be in a warm tropical climate with lots of wild fruit abundant everywhere. You might want to talk to some raw vegans who actually live in cold weather, live in a cold climate. I'm a native Texan. It gets pretty cold here in the winter, but nothing like in the northern states, anything like that. What cooked foods do you eat when transforming into raw foods? When I started deciding I wanted to eat raw food, I started with kind of a half and half type deal. I would make soup broth, just the broth, and then I would leave all the vegetables raw, and then when it was time for the soup to be eaten, I would just dump the raw vegetables into the broth and eat it right away. I would not cook the vegetables with the soup. I would leave them raw and just dump the raw vegetables in the soup. So that's one thing I did. And when I made pizza, homemade pizza, I would do kind of the same thing. I would just make the pizza crust, and then I would leave all the toppings raw, and then when the pizza crust came out of the oven, I would put all the toppings on top of the pizza raw and eat it like that. So I kind of did a half and half thing for a while until I got used to the flavor and the taste and the textures of raw food, and I started to like them more and more. And that's how I did it. And honestly, it was hard. When I first started eating raw, I thought it was just going one full day eating 100% raw, not eating anything cooked was a real challenge for me. And I just thought to myself, how do people do this? How do people go all day not eating? It just seemed impossible. But now it's super easy. Just the more you do it, the more raw you eat, the more you will crave raw food. Promise. Okay, and what kind of things do you choose to eat if something is cooked? Again, just stay away from the processed food, especially if you're trying to gain weight, which you said lose weight, which you said you are trying to lose weight. Stay away from the processed foods. Just keep it homemade, whole. Just plain old baked potatoes, plain old steamed vegetables, plain old cooked beans, no salt, sugar. Don't put salt on your food. Don't put oil all over your food. A lot of raw vegan recipes on the internet have salt and oil. I don't understand that. I do not recommend table salt and bottled oils at all. Yeah, just keep it whole. Is you want to eat as close to the plant as possible. The more processed, the more fattening the food is going to be. The longer the ingredients list, the more fattening it's going to be. Unless it's all whole ingredients. I'm saying if you all kinds of weird words that you can't pronounce, table salt, table sugar, bottled oils. They're going to make you gain weight probably, unless you're doing a hardcore amount of cardio all week long to burn it off. How to stop sweet craving. Again, you're going to crave sweets. It's perfectly natural, so don't worry about that. Just make sure you're eating fruit, not cookies and candy bars. So don't worry about craving sweets. You're going to crave sweets. Or what do you eat for dessert for a treat? I love dates. I love any kind of fruits. Anything that's really high sugar, strawberries. Dates are packed with sugar, but they will never make you gain weight, so don't worry about that. Dried fruits are very, very, very sweet because the water has been evaporated. The water has been evaporated, so the sugar condenses, so it's like candy. But when you buy it, I have no problem with dried fruit because a fruit will fall off the tree in nature and dry out in the sun, and I think it's perfectly fine for someone to come along and eat the dried fruit. You know, that occurs naturally in nature. So I have no problem with dried fruit. Just make sure you're not eating exclusively dried fruit. You want to be consuming plenty of water. Okay, but I have no problem with dried fruit. Dried fruit is like a very healthy candy. Just make sure when you get dried fruit that it's not covered in table salt, table sugar, oils, or any kind of additives and preservatives. Okay? Any kind of weird acid you don't want to be consuming. Just plain old dried fruit. Like on the package, it should just say dates or raisins, not any kind of other weird thing. Because that will screw up your metabolism. What do you eat when invited for dinner or out? You just have to use your best judgment when you're out and about, unless you bring your own food everywhere, which you could do, but I mean, let's face it, unexpected things come up, and sometimes you find yourself in a situation where you're really hungry and you just kind of have to eat what's available, right? So you just have to use your best judgment. Again, just eat as close to the plant as possible, as whole as possible. You know, I never got into tofu and the fake meat and all that kind of stuff. So I would much prefer a baked potato over a big block of tofu. That's me. However, tofu is much better than a steak, you know, so you just have to eat logically, use your common sense, and of course, always keep it plant-based, of course. You know, I would much prefer eating a big block of tofu than a big hunk of steak. So just have to use your best judgment, but eat as whole as you can, and just use your best judgment there. Or keep some food in your car, or bring your own food with you, if you can manage that. And when you go out to dinner, there's usually salad you can order. Usually the waiter was going to hate your guts because you're probably going to have to switch up the menu a little bit, which waiters and waitresses hate it when you do that, and I can understand why, but or just don't go out to eat. I've gotten to where I don't really like going out to eat really that much anymore. It's just a hassle unless you're going to a raw vegan place. Oh, we all hail raw vegan restaurants, right? Or even just a vegan restaurant. Yeah, you just might have to make some major changes, because generally people are not healthy. Generally society is unhealthy, so you might have to kind of, I mean, it is getting better. Restaurants are popping up more and more with vegan options and everything, so in the future it'll be much easier, and it is of course much easier now than it was 50 years ago. So things are getting better, of course. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So I hope that helped. If you have any more questions, send me another email, and I'll check out your Instagram too. Okay? Yeah, so I think your main concern is just the cold. I don't know, if you have to move, you have to move, man. I mean, that's just, you gotta do what you gotta do. Me, I'm gonna be living in a tropical environment pretty soon. I'm just looking around. And don't worry about craving sweets, it's totally fine, just make sure you're eating. And if you have to order dates off. You can always order food online if you don't have any options in your town or your city. Might have to take a drive. Go to a bigger town that has more farmers markets. Google farmers markets in your area. You know, just where there's a will, there's a way. You know, if you want it, you're gonna go find it. If you make it a priority, you'll get what you want. Okay. So yeah. I think I answered all your questions. Okay. So that's it. So do some crunches with me. Woohoo! More. I don't count, I just go till it hurts. And then when it starts to hurt, I go a little bit more until I feel like I'm about to die. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Sometimes just holding it, just keeping that muscle contracted will burn it, burn it, burn it. You mentioned you want to lose weight. Exercise will make your weight loss, will make you reach your weight loss goals much faster. Raw food and heart pounding exercise will get you there, get you where you want to be super fast. Thank you for watching, y'all. See y'all next time. Y'all come back now, you hear?